Hi Modern Miss Huxtables. Today I'm going to discuss my top 10 tips for growing long, healthy, beautiful hair. I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of each of these tips, all 10, and then I'm going to be posting videos later breaking these down into their own little series. So don't worry, I'll go really into depth about each of these tips in videos to come. I just want to give you the top 10 reasons that I have today. So number 1 on my list is vitamins. I have taken all different types of brands of vitamins, vitamin regimens, so don't worry, I'll be going into product reviews and speaking about each of the vitamins that I've taken, but I do believe it's extremely important to take vitamins. Your hair needs nutrients, your body needs nutrients, so it's important that you're nourishing your hair from the inside out. So every day I take a minimum of at least 2 vitamins, so that is very important. These I got from Whole Foods, and I'll be going into depth later, but some type of hair or multivitamin. The next thing that I swear by are deep conditioners. Every time I wash my hair, I do a pre-poo, I do some type of hot oil treatment, and I always do a deep conditioner. I never just shampoo or condition my hair. I'm always making sure that I put in moisture. I'm always making sure that I use some type of deep conditioning treatment. And these can go from high to low ends, from really do-it-yourself at home inexpensive treatments to more expensive ones. I'll be going into depth about that, but you need to deep condition. The next thing is using natural hair oils. This is my best friend. We go way back. Organic virgin coconut oil. I'll be talking more about each of the oils, but it is so important. I wish I started YouTube a long time ago so I could have showed you guys all the things that I threw away. Basically a whole trash bag full of products that I threw away because the products are deceptive. They say they're coconut oil, but they're not. You read the ingredient list and the last ingredient is coconut oil. Or you go on Target and something says carrot oil and it has basically petroleum in it, or it has mineral oil. It's not what it says that it is. So you have to be committed to thinking critically about products, reading the label, reading what's in them. And you can find things really inexpensive, but a lot of, unfortunately, black hair care is not what it says it is. And we're putting things in our hair that don't really moisturize or take care of them. They're basically the same as putting Vaseline on your hair. They're crap. So I believe in natural hair oils. Keep the hair moisturized. The fourth thing is taking care of your hair at night. I always wrap my hair. I'm a very rough, wild sleeper, so I normally have to put 2 silk scarves on, and I'll show you guys how I do that. So I normally wrap my hair up at night. I put on a silk scarf one way and a silk scarf the other way. I get these really inexpensive at vintage thrift stores, $2-3. And I also have a satin pillowcase. I believe in having a satin. Cotton is the devil. You do not want your hair on cotton. The friction of it really promotes breakage. It really is drying to your hair when you think about using cotton washcloths or towels to dry off. It absorbs moisture, and so when you sleep with a satin pillowcase, when you sleep with silk, it allows your hair to keep the moisture and also to stay smooth and not break off. So I always wrap my hair at night. In fact, as soon as I get home from work or I'm done for the day, my hair is wrapped in the house. So wrapping hair. The next thing is trying to use minimum heat. In this video and for the next few videos, my hair is straight right now. I really only straighten my hair every 3 weeks or so. And I don't put heat on my hair in between my washes. So I really try to keep my heat to a minimum. I do wear my hair natural and curly sometimes. I will be showing you guys that, the regimen and the products that I use, but really you cannot put heat on your hair every day. You cannot put heat on your edges every day. You just can't use heat that frequently. So trying to keep your heat to a minimum. The next thing, and I know this will be controversial, and these are things, I'm not an expert, I'm not a licensed cosmetologist, these are things that work for me. So there are a lot of YouTubers out there that have relaxers, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that have texturizers that are able to grow long hair. In my personal journey, and for me, relaxers were something I didn't need and something that unfortunately led to me having hair loss. I've had every color hair under the sun: red, brown, bleach blonde, highlights. I mean, the Keisha Cole blonde hair. And almost all my friends, people that I talk to, say when they get color, it causes their hair to break off. It's very difficult to maintain and to keep while having long, healthy hair. So I made the commitment to, my last relaxer was 5-6 years ago. I don't have any relaxer in my hair anymore. and I don't have any artificial color. A lot of people like for their hair to look as dark black as possible, and so they resort to using over-the-counter black hair dyes. I don't do that anymore either. So I use Lush's brand of henna. It has a henna and indigo mixture, which doesn't create the red tint, it creates black. And I'll be making a video on that as well, but I use natural, basically henna and indigo to naturally dye my hair. So I don't use any relaxers, don't use any unnatural hair dyes. The next step is protective styles, and this is also a very controversial topic. For 2 years I wore my hair in sew-ins. I wore hair extensions, and that's how I basically got a good starter length that I was comfortable with for me to start wearing my hair out. So for me, that was my kind of go-to protective style. But whether yours are buns, whether yours are braids, whether it's twist outs, twists, whatever it is, have some type of protective style in which your hair is able to relax and rest and not be constantly manipulated or constantly exposed to heat. The next one is going to be sectioning. And this may sound weird or random, but I am a firm believer. I do my hair all myself now, basically. One of the reasons for that was going to hairstylists, and as my hair started to grow out, having stylists try to rip a blow dryer through my hair or take a fine-tooth comb and start combing, and my hair would be a matted, just crazy mess. And so now I'm very gentle and I take time with my hair. I section it off. I swear by these clips. You can get these at the beauty supply, wherever, really cheap, and make a lot of sections, blow dry each section out. Moisturize and seal each section, straighten each section. Don't get overwhelmed by your hair. Don't have tangles or a lot of hair coming out because you're not taking the time to section off your hair, and make sure that you're paying attention to each area and also the scalp of that area. So that may seem random. I don't hear a lot of women on YouTube talking about that, but it's something that's very important to me, especially at this length. The next step has to do with trimming. I do all my trimming myself now. I use the search and destroy and dusting method. I'll be talking about that as well. But making sure you have something in your regimen that has to do with dealing with those split ends, because the hair will continue to split up the shaft if you do not take care of the split ends at the bottom. But at the same time, you have to understand that your hair only can grow from the root. That's where it's growing from. So making sure you're taking care of that, and making sure you're taking care of this hair on the end that's been with you for sometimes years and is possibly gone through a lot and needs to be trimmed. And the last step has to do with water inside and outside. Making sure you drink a lot of water daily, making sure you're clean and healthy on the inside. But also, living in DC, the water here is really hard and really harsh. So you want to make sure, if you're living in a city or you're living in an urban environment where the water isn't high quality, or you often don't drink the tap water, a lot of times it can break down your hair as well. So you can go to Home Depot and get a shower head that will kind of purify and filter the water, just like a Brita water pitcher does for your drinking water. And that's going to take out a lot of the harsh minerals and chemicals and make sure you're using high quality purified water on your hair like they would at a hair salon. It's very important, if you do your hair at home, that you have that type of water filter so that you're getting salon quality water that's going over your hair to nourish it, because water is the #1 thing that moisturizes and nourishes your hair. So those are my top 10 tips, and stay tuned please for the future series on breaking down each of these further. Take care.
Hello viewers. Regular viewers will know that I think that atmospheric electricity is extremely important to a lot of different types of animals and plants, and, well, the whole world around us really. So for example, I believe that plants and their leaf systems are not about collecting sunlight for photosynthesis, but are actually collecting atmospheric electricity from the breeze and using that to power their water pumping from the soil. So trees and plants are basically atmospheric electricity pumps in a sense. And then the birds and other flying animals and insects, I believe, use the atmospheric electricity, so they collect the charge and use it in their wing systems to achieve flight. And I was thinking about spiders, because spiders, they spin their webs. Sometimes they seem to deliberately spin their webs in wide open spaces where they seem designed to catch the breeze. And I was just wondering, whether there was any kind of use of the atmospheric electricity that I could find in spiders' webs. So I started looking around for any kind of evidence or videos on the subject. So here I've just collected together a few of the things that I found. So this one's just simply, this isn't anything to do with electricity, just showing you a spider at work. And they are pretty smart creatures and extremely skilled, and their webs are very intricate and carefully designed. And so you'd expect, as well as being carefully designed, that they're extremely carefully positioned. Anyway, this spider's doing a very cool job. Very elaborate bit of web building he's doing there. And in the next clip, which is coming up soon, I think what we're going to see is a Costa Rican spider. So check out the Costa Rican spider web and all of the stuff that appears to be going on in it, and just see if you think this could be some kind of electrical effect. Have a look. Check it out. That's pretty crazy, huh? Reminds me a little bit of one of those plasma ball things, that you can run your fingers over. All those colours. So that is just a spider web in Costa Rica. But it's extremely trippy and very, very beautiful. And look how many different colours are going on in it. So that to me just looks a little bit like there could be something electrical going on there. Not necessarily conclusive, but it's quite interesting anyway, I think. I've never seen a spider's web like that. I went to Costa Rica actually, but I didn't see a spider's web like that, sadly, because it's very, very cool. I'd love to see one there. Not sure if the spider's at home. I think he's there in the middle. I can't quite tell. Anyway, this next clip shows a spider's web being attracted using an electrically charged metal object. So this does show that the web is charged and has some quite interesting electrical properties. In fact, some researchers think that the spider's web is actually that when a fly comes to the web, that there can be an electrical spark, like an electrical zap. I don't know if you can see anything here. This is some very high speed camera footage. Shows a little zap going on as the fly hits the web. So it could be that the web just gets charged up, and that then it basically an unsuspecting fly gets near it, gets zapped and stunned, and then gets caught up in it. But anyway, I found this little kind of piece of footage about it.
The same phenomenon that gives us a good zap when we touch a doorknob might be what helps a spider catch a fly. A new study out of UC Berkeley may point to an evolutionary adaptation of web design that takes advantage of the charge of static electricity created when a flying insect flaps its wings. A buzzing bug can generate hundreds of volts of positive electrostatic charge from air friction, a trait that helps bees extract pollen from flowers. Spider webs, the research suggests, have a negative electrical charge and have developed a finer spiral silk, more flexible than its spoke silk, to aid in the electrical ensnaring. In the lab, high-speed cameras captured dead insects zapped with a positive charge as they were dropped into a web, which can be seen deforming and touching an electrified insect before it lands, attracted to its charge. The negatively charged web may also attract dust and pollen, a possible reason spiders reweave their nets every day.
Here is a weird observation of spiderweb that how it reacts to magnetic fields and stuff. They've got little pieces of hair or spiderweb tend to have some sort of a magnetic thing, kind of like a balloon, and they get stuck on things. And it just flew up there because I put my finger near it. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Okay, I'm going to try it again. That's just from putting my finger near it. And it goes back down and it hangs. Oh, now it's going for the camera. Okay. It moves almost like it's alive, but it's just magnetic field and electricity doing that. I find it very interesting when it does this. See, it moves almost like a snake. Seems attracted to the camera a little bit. Now it's blowing way up there. I think that's... I'm not sure why it's going way up there. But it's kind of cool. Okay, now I'm going to stick my finger in it again. Watch. Went further up. This time I've actually managed to touch it this time. But it still moves away from my finger. Now, sorry, you can't really see it there, can you? Part of it is wind, part of it is electricity. The heater's blowing, and I think that's one of the things that's making it go up. And if you put your finger near it, it'll move in other ways, like it'll... Oh, now it's grabbed my finger. Part of it is the wind, part of it is electricity. It's moving away from my finger. It stuck itself way up there because it didn't want to touch my finger. I don't know if you can see it now. Oh, out again. Now I've just touched it too fast, and so it didn't have time to move away. Don't think it's reacting quite as quickly now. I wonder if... Oh. Not very good pictures of this. It's hard to tape spiderweb, people. It's not reacting too much. If I move it by, let's see if I can get it close up. Now it's kind of more attracted. That's weird. If I move it away, it slowly falls back down. Now it's moving away now. Okay. That's weird. You can't see it there at all. That is my weird observation of spiderweb. I'm pretty sure that you could probably make better tapes if you have a camera that will actually focus on the spiderweb, but I don't think there are very many cameras that will focus on the spiderweb unless you get a really good at looking at little details one. This is more for filming movies and stuff. Not like real movies, just things at home. If you have witnessed this, then good for you too.
Anyway, there's not very much information about spider web electrical effects that I can find around, but I'll keep looking, and it does seem like there is some kind of electrical activity going on with them, and it would make perfect sense. I mean, the webs are, the webs and then positioning them in somewhere breezy seems clearly a design optimised to use atmospheric electricity. So it'd be very surprising to me if they didn't make use of it. But anyway, I'm going to hopefully find more evidence later on. And I'll leave you now with this epic battle between a fly and a web. Well, it's not really that epic. I mean, he's just completely fucked. But it's quite interesting.